another video here on Ijaz Crypto. We need to talk about a very important topic. We've just seen a major Bitcoin U-turn from El Salvador. Yes, we've been praising Nayib Bukele all this time here in this crypto space, but we need to call a spade, and this latest development may upset some of the Bitcoin maximalists out there. We're going to break that down and a lot more. We've also got Bitcoin here on the chart, which you can see trying its best to maintain this upward trend after Jerome Powell went and did a big rug pull yesterday. We're going to summarize that. If you haven't watched my video yesterday summarizing the major FOMC meeting, one of the biggest FOMC meetings we've had of the year, make sure you go and watch that. It was the final FOMC meeting for the year, and Jerome Powell all but rugged us. He was not nice. It was a hawkish cut, and he came through to dump the market. Traditional markets dumped. Bitcoin dumped quite severely yesterday, down 5.6%, which is a lot when you think about this multi-trillion-dollar asset class, and now trying its best to bounce. But we're going to kick off with the headline topic of this video, and that is El Salvador. Nayib Bukele, right? This guy here, the president of El Salvador, who started building a government strategic reserve, one of the first ones flying the flag, saying, look, you need to have Bitcoin. And he accumulated Bitcoin. He's done really well on those Bitcoin bets, and many on X, in the social media space, in the crypto community, have praised him. And I still think he's worthy of that praise in terms of seeing the Bitcoin opportunity. But we have to address the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that he's given in. Yes, he has. El Salvador has scaled back its crypto dream, and we need to get into the details of this because it's quite interesting. El Salvador has struck a $1.4 billion deal with the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, after agreeing to scale back its controversial Bitcoin policies. So those rascals at the IMF have struck again, and this is the tactic the IMF have used across all the developing nations, right? That is how they control countries. They control countries with debt. They keep third world countries in never-ending debt, such that even all of their GDP can just not but pay the interest on those loans. This is how they keep you poor. I sat there thinking, hang on, you know, now Nayib Bukele's found a way to get El Salvador out. He's figured out Bitcoin. He doesn't rely on TradFi and the old system of the IMF and the World Economic Forum. No, he's out. But no, it looks like he's given in. Listen to this, guys. In 2021, El Salvador became the first country in the world to make Bitcoin legal tender. And as part of that, they said to companies, you will have to accept Bitcoin, right? You would have to accept Bitcoin. Look at this. But the IMF said the following at the time: the potential risk of the Bitcoin project will be diminished significantly in line with fund policies. Legal reforms will make acceptance of Bitcoin by the private sector voluntary. Legal reforms will make acceptance of Bitcoin by the private sector voluntary, not mandatory. Right? Not mandatory. Businesses now don't need to accept Bitcoin. For the public sector, engagement in Bitcoin-related economic activities and transactions in and purchase of Bitcoin will be confined. Imagine doing all of that for $1.1 billion when there's so much opportunity for El Salvador and Nayib Bukele, if you just continue to persevere, to push through and make a lot more than that in crypto, right? We've seen what Michael Saylor's managed to do with MicroStrategy by just being single-minded on this Bitcoin vision, but it looks like here he's had to bend the knee a little bit because for whatever reason, he needed this $1.4 billion loan, maybe for healthcare, maybe for infrastructure, whatever he needs it for in his country. But this is the problem. Every time you bend the knee to these institutions, they know you need them, and they make sure their demands are very clear. The IMF had opposed this El Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele's crypto-friendly policies, warning they could become an obstacle to it offering financial assistance. Still, Bukele celebrated on social media as Bitcoin rallied after Donald Trump's US election victory in November. Look, not a good look, is it, guys? Look, and obviously I'm going to preface this by the fact that he is still buying Bitcoin, right? We know El Salvador is still buying about 1 Bitcoin a day. I'm sure he's going to continue to build his fund for the country of El Salvador, but the fact that we've seen such a vital U-turn in policy for the sake of $1.4 billion here is not a good look. If you're going to go into Bitcoin and you've got this long-term vision to get your country out of the trenches and to really be able to stand on their own, and you've understood that fiat currency is a mess, you've understood, because clearly Nayib understands that these places like IMF are a complete mess and they're a trap and they're here to keep you under the shoe. He was nearly out of it, but he's gone and backtracked, U-turned, and that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So not ideal for us. For El Salvador was a shining example for many countries who wanted to follow suit, just like how MicroStrategy is a great example for corporate companies who want to follow suit with a Bitcoin reserve. El Salvador was a good example for smaller countries, developing countries who wanted to build a Bitcoin reserve. They would have been looking at his strategy saying, wow, he's done really well, right? He was buying Bitcoin then and now Bitcoin's at 108,000. Maybe we should be doing the same. But for him to take a U-turn now just leaves a little bit of an odd taste. I look forward to more developments on here to see what is going on, but just wasn't a good headline for me to read. Whenever I see those scoundrels at the IMF tying yet another country into their debt spirals. Right, back here into the traditional markets, into the normal crypto markets here, and we can see Bitcoin just trying its best to hold this level. If I drop it down to the 4-hourly chart, you can see we managed to have a wicking candle. We bounce back into the pattern, then we drop back down. Crucial level here on the Bitcoin chart. We cannot afford to lose this level of support here. If we lose this, remember, price target comes back down to the bottom of the wedge, which could bring you down to 85k here on Bitcoin, which of course will be quite painful. We are in a greedy market. 14% pullback, 10% pullback here on Bitcoin. I've been calling it for over a week now. Would be healthy. It'd flush out a lot of the greed which we're seeing in the market, right? We were on extreme greed. That's dropped down today to 75 from 81 yesterday, so now we're just in greed territory, but still plenty of froth, plenty of liquidations in the market to occur. That being said, 15 days, if you're following me in the Telegram group, ijazcrypto.com/TG, I posted an interesting stat in there earlier today, which is that we've had 15 consecutive days of ETF inflows into the Bitcoin spot ETF. So whatever's going on, ETFs continue to show good strength, which means institutions are continuing to buy and buying en masse. They want to get involved in this asset class. We know it's a super strong asset class. If we want to pull back here, let's be ready for it, right? Let's be ready for it. Pullbacks are part of the game. You shouldn't be scared. We're sitting here on our EMA ribbon. We've bounced a couple of times off our EMA ribbon already in the last kind of post-election period, but maybe we want to test it. I'm ready. The EMA ribbon comes all the way down here to 90,000. No problem whatsoever. Come, pull back. I'll be ready for it down in the trenches of the EMA ribbon. If we lose this EMA ribbon with the daily candle close, then of course we do flip bearish on the daily chart. But again, bringing out the weekly EMA ribbon just goes to show you how much space we've got, right? The weekly EMA ribbon support hasn't been tested for a very long time since this rally started. And again, a retest of that around 80k is not bad at all. It's not even a retest, right? It's not even a retest of the prior all-time high, which we just eclipsed straight through here on the weekly chart. So whatever crypto wants to do here right now, not too concerning. We're still in a really exciting market. When you look at this chart, you look at the 64k, 69k, 74k, and then now breaking it and running up to 108k. This is a bullish uptrend, exponential chart. Nothing to panic about. If we get pullbacks, it'll be great opportunities to buy the dip. Now remember, the market is not upset because of a small thing. No, this is a major update. If you haven't watched my video yesterday, make sure you get caught up on it so you know, because that's going to be the theme that carries us into next year, which is that the Fed officials and Jerome Powell are only expecting 2 rate cuts. They're saying the economy is too healthy. They're saying that the figures are coming out too strong, and it doesn't justify cutting interest rates quickly and strongly. So they're going to sit there for a bit. They're going to ponder it, right? And look, it can change. The system, the situation here is dynamic between now and the next FOMC meeting, which is at the end of January, now in the new year. More data is going to come out, more economic data, more labor figure data, more inflation data. If that data shows the opposite narrative to what the Fed is expecting, that the economy is not so healthy suddenly, then again, they're going to U-turn, right? So we've got to be able to adjust to those markets. We've got to take opportunities. We've got to make sure that we're not over leveraged. We've got to make sure that we're looking for opportunities to buy the dip, because look, ultimately, you should not be buying these rips. You should not be chasing these candles. When we get pullbacks, those are going to be the beautiful time to enter. You're seeing altcoins just kind of chill out a little bit here as well. A really good time to wait for a nice pullback and get in, particularly on some altcoins like I've shared with you guys for a good couple of days now. We've seen that altcoins are still lagging, right? Remember this, I drew this with you guys. We haven't gone on this leg here on altcoins. We haven't eclipsed the previous all-time high in terms of the total market cap in altcoins. We've done that on total market cap, which includes Bitcoin, because it's been Bitcoin led. Because of Bitcoin growing its market cap, the total crypto market cap has broken out and gone and created new highs, but the altcoins are still lagging. So altcoins have not yet outperformed previous years. Nope, it's not outperformed previous years. And so I still expect a strong, powerful altcoin market. We just may need a little bit of pullback here before we're ready for that next leg. So there you have it, guys, an update on the El Salvador situation. Hopefully you guys found this useful. If you actively want to trade with me, I implore you to join me in our Telegram community, ijazcrypto.com/TG. I'm actively trading altcoins, and I have been doing for a very long time. I share my trades every single day. I share them with you guys to see, right? You can see there's nothing to hide from. If I hit a stop loss, you'll see it. It's all shared publicly. If you like this type of content, smash up likes. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.